Hey guys, let's look at question 1.5. It says Leah wants to put up a washing line in her garden. The line consists of two poles that makes a T structure. So you see that T there on both sides with rope strung between the two T's. Okay, the picture below shows the line. Leah will use the same poles for both parts of the T structure. So this T here is exactly the same as that T there, okay? And would like the upright poles to protrude 1,8 meters above the ground. So protrude means basically can be seen, right, above the ground, right? So it's 1.8 above the ground, but she needs the upright poles to be 30 centimeters longer than that to cement the poles into the ground. So there's an extra 30 centimeters underneath the ground, okay? The crossbars at the top must be 1.5, okay? So it says, calculate the total length of metal pole in meters that Leah will need for her washing line. So we know the T's are like this, right? So we know that there's two of them. Okay, that's important. It's important to know that there's two. Okay, so we know that she's going to need 1,8 meters. That's for that part of the pole. For that part of the pole. Oh, let me get some color just so that you can see what I'm doing. So that's 1,8. Okay, then we know that across it's 1.2. So it's 1,8 plus 1.2 meters. Okay, that's what we have there. And then we also know that there's an extra 30 centimeters. Okay, but because we're working in meters, we have to make sure that all of our measurements are consistent, which means either we convert these to centimeters or we convert the 30 centimeters to meters. Now, 1 meter equals 100 centimeters, right? So 30 divided by 100 is 0.3 meters, right? We're going from a smaller measurement to a larger measurement, and therefore we divide. Okay, so 0.3 meters, right? Which is going to give us, if we put that into our calculator, I think that is 3.3 meters. Let me just check. Okay, 3.3, right? But that's only for one T, right? So they want both T's, so we have to say 3.3 meters times 2. So in total, she'll need 6.6 meters. Okay, so it's important to take into consideration, right, the height, how far it is, what's under the ground, and that there's two of them. Okay, so 6,6 meters. Okay. Let's now look at 1.5.2. So it says the metal poles that Leah would like to use are only sold in lengths of 4 meters. Okay. Determine how much leftover metal Leah will have. So she needs 6.6, right? But she's going to have to buy, she can either buy 4 or she can buy 8 or she can buy 12. So she's going to buy 8, isn't she? Because 4 is too little, 12 is way too much. But 8 is what she's going to have to buy. So she's going to have to buy 2 lengths, okay? And 2 lengths is 2 times 4, which equals 8. Right, because she's bought 2 of these lengths. So left over, we have to say 8 meters, because that's what she buys, minus, right, what she uses. So you can put that into your calculator, and that will be what she is left over with. Okay, this is a very common question in the sense that often we can't buy the exact amounts of things that we need, right? And in this case, we see that, right? And it means we often have leftovers. And this concept of a leftover is quite important because it's like, well, what do you use this for? There's the sort of concept of waste, etc., right? So you should be very comfortable. You should get comfortable, if you're not currently, with this sort of way of looking at a question. You do a calculation and then you say, okay, what is the leftover, etc. Sometimes they bring in the cost chat as well, but this is just to get you a little bit more comfortable with that. Okay, let's move on to 1.6.